Before Egypt built its first pyramid, before Mesopotamia carved its first city, before any civilization recognized by mainstream science had learned to write, to farm, or to build, someone else was already here, carved in stone, constructed with precision, scattered across 5 continents, and every single one of these sites points to the same impossible conclusion. There was a civilization on this planet that modern science has refused, not failed, refused to acknowledge, and the evidence is not buried. It is hiding in plain sight. In 1994, archaeologists excavating a hilltop in southern Turkey made a discovery that collapsed the entire timeline of human history. What they uncovered was a complex of massive carved pillars, some weighing over 20 tons, decorated with intricate animal reliefs, arranged in precise geometric circles, constructed with a level of architectural skill that should not have existed for another 6,000 years. They named it Göbekli Tepe. Its carbon-dated age is 12,000 years old. 12,000 years. 4,000 years before Stonehenge. 7,000 years before the first Egyptian pyramid. At a time when mainstream archaeology insists human beings were scattered, nomadic hunter-gatherers with no capacity for organized construction, someone quarried 20-ton stones, transported them up a hill, and arranged them with astronomical precision. Here is the question: who taught the hunter-gatherers how to build a temple? But here is the detail that changes everything. Göbekli Tepe was not abandoned. It was deliberately buried, intentionally filled with soil and rubble, and then sealed. Someone made a conscious decision to hide it. Archaeology has no explanation for why, and nobody has ever explained what they were trying to conceal. Kilometers southwest, to the plateau at Giza. Stand in front of the Great Sphinx and look carefully at the stone beneath the surface level. You will see deep horizontal erosion channels carved into the limestone bedrock. Not wind erosion, not sand erosion, water erosion, the kind produced by prolonged heavy rainfall. Egypt has not experienced that kind of rainfall for over 10,000 years. Geologist Robert Schoch of Boston University analyzed those erosion patterns in 1991. His conclusion was peer-reviewed and unambiguous. The Sphinx enclosure was carved during a period of sustained rainfall that last occurred on the Giza Plateau between 10 and 12,000 years ago, which means the Sphinx is not 4,500 years old. It is at minimum 10,000 years old. Here is the question. If the Sphinx is 10,000 years old, who built it? Because 10,000 years ago, according to the official timeline, Egypt did not exist. The mainstream response was not a counter-investigation. It was silence, followed by dismissal. Schoch's access to the site was restricted. His findings were labeled controversial. The dating was never formally retested, and nobody has ever explained why. Now consider this. In 1513, an Ottoman admiral named Piri Reis compiled a map of the known world. This map, which still exists, preserved in Istanbul, shows the coastline of Antarctica. With accuracy, Antarctica was not discovered until 1820. It was not fully mapped until the 20th century, and the version on the Piri Reis map shows Antarctica's coastline as it appeared beneath its ice sheet. A coastline that has been buried under kilometers of glacial ice for 12,000 years. Piri Reis wrote that he compiled the map from older source documents that no longer exist, which means someone, before recorded history, had the navigational technology to chart a frozen continent. 5 sites, 5 continents, 5 anomalies the official timeline cannot absorb. Göbekli Tepe, the Sphinx, the Piri Reis map, the underwater stone structures of Yonaguni, Japan, the megalithic precision of Pumapunku in Bolivia, stones interlocked with tolerances measured in fractions of a millimeter, built at an altitude of nearly 4,000 meters, long before the civilization supposed to have built them even existed. This is not a collection of coincidences. Coincidences do not repeat across every continent on Earth with the same construction signatures, the same astronomical alignments, the same deliberate concealment. Here is the question that mainstream science refuses to sit with. What ended this civilization? What was so catastrophic, so total, that it erased an entire chapter of human history and left only the stones behind? The answer appears in the flood myths of every ancient culture on Earth, on every continent, in every language, a global catastrophe, a flood, and the civilization that survived it may have been the one that built everything we cannot explain, the one whose knowledge became the foundation of Egypt, of Mesopotamia, of every great ancient culture that followed. And nobody has ever explained why the evidence keeps pointing to the same moment in time. The story of the pre-flood civilization is not fringe theory. It is the gap between what the stones tell us and what we have been taught to believe. That gap is getting harder to ignore. If the evidence of a forgotten world before the flood unsettles everything we thought we knew about history, then what we're about to uncover next goes even further. Because deep beneath the earth, scientists have stumbled upon a hidden cave, one that reveals traces of a civilization so advanced, so deliberate. It was never meant to be found. And more disturbingly, it's a civilization that, by all official records, never existed at all.
Nobody builds something that big underground just for fun. You don't do that unless you have to.
Right.
You don't burrow like a human ant nest.
Yeah. Human beings are so weird in so many ways.
Yes.
The story of the Longyou Caves discovery begins quite unassumingly with Wu Anai, a local farmer in the small village of Xi'anbeikun in Zhejiang province, China. This region, picturesque with its lush landscapes and traditional farming, was not known for archaeological treasures.
It's really important to understand that archaeology is often driven by accidental finds.
However, the persistent issue of a village pond that wouldn't dry up, despite extensive efforts to pump it for irrigation, piqued the curiosity of Wu and his neighbors. Determined to find the reason, they funded the use of rudimentary pumps, and after 17 days and over 20,000 cubic meters of water pumped out, they uncovered what appeared to be a man-made cavern entrance, revealing the first of the Longyou Caves, later dubbed Cave 1.
Someone made it, and it involved a very large amount of organized labor. There had to be the will and the intent in order to do that.
This cave, an architectural wonder with exquisite hand-chiseled carvings, stairways and sturdy columns, was just the beginning. Word of this remarkable find spread rapidly across the region, capturing the imaginations of both the public and the academic world. The discovery was so stirring because of its unexpected nature and the sheer magnitude of the caves. Motivated by the initial find, the local community continued to fund the exploration, and by the end of 1992, 4 more caves had been identified.
There's a bunch of these things. There's a bunch of things like that. They're just like,
Each cave was unique in design and hinted at a sophisticated yet mysterious civilization that had left no other record behind. Recognizing the potential historical and cultural significance of these caves, the Chinese government quickly stepped in. They took measures to protect the site and supported further scientific studies to explore these enigmatic structures more thoroughly. This governmental intervention mirrored the actions taken after other major archaeological discoveries in China, such as the Terracotta Army, uncovered by local farmers in Shaanxi in 1974.
It's a wonderful mystery, and it deserves much further attention.
Both the Longyou Caves and the Terracotta Army were stumbled upon by locals engaged in ordinary tasks, yet these finds were anything but ordinary. The Terracotta Army, part of Emperor Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum, features thousands of life-sized statues, each detailed with unique facial expressions and attire, clearly a tribute to the emperor's military forces. In contrast, the Longyou Caves, with their vast underground spaces expertly carved from solid rock, offer no such clues about their creators or their purpose, remaining shrouded in mystery.
We are just, I think, looking at the edges of a mystery. The archaeologists involved feel the same.
These discoveries significantly shifted our understanding of their respective eras. The Terracotta Army provided a window into the military aesthetics and rituals of the Qin dynasty, while the Longyou Caves have puzzled historians due to their lack of any historical documentation. Both sites have undergone intense scholarly scrutiny and ongoing research, as experts from around the world try to uncover the secrets they hold and the stories they might tell about the ancient peoples of China. These caves were cleverly concealed by the mountainous landscape and dense vegetation, which likely played a role in keeping them hidden for centuries. The region's rocky terrain further protected these man-made wonders from natural erosive forces, preserving their pristine condition through the ages. Advancements in technology have significantly aided in the exploration and mapping of these caves. Techniques such as laser scanning and ground-penetrating radar have been crucial in providing detailed information about the cave's dimensions and layout. Initially, surveys indicated that the caves covered an area of approximately 30,000 square meters, but ongoing exploration might extend this figure as more sections are discovered. The architectural consistency observed across the Longyou Caves is truly remarkable. Despite varying sizes and designs, each cave exhibits uniform craftsmanship with flat bases for pillars and symmetrical spacing of architectural elements. This uniformity suggests they were likely constructed under the centralized direction of a single authoritative entity, possibly a local ruler or a unified government during that era. The choice of siltstone for construction, a material easier to carve than granite or basalt, allowed for the creation of smooth walls and intricate carvings, showcasing an advanced understanding of material properties and structural engineering. This is evident in the high ceilings supported by massive stone pillars designed to distribute weight evenly throughout the caverns. The caves are not only a feat of engineering but also of artistry. The internal structures include complex water channels that likely serve to prevent flooding and maintain a stable internal environment, alongside ornate gutters and meticulously carved bridges that enhance both the functionality and aesthetics of these spaces. The scale of excavation involved is staggering, with an estimated 1 million cubic meters of rock removed using basic iron or bronze tools. This massive endeavor would have required thousands of laborers over several decades, if not centuries, highlighting the significant human effort and organization required. Detailed examinations of the tool marks and techniques on the cave walls offer archaeologists valuable insights into the technological capabilities of the time. Furthermore, carbon dating of some cave sections indicates their construction dates back to at least the Eastern Zhou dynasty, over 2,000 years ago. This ancient origin adds to the mystery and allure of the caves. The Longyou Caves, with their vast chambers and no historical records to explain their construction, have sparked a plethora of theories about their original purpose. One popular theory is that the caves were used as ancient storage silos. Researchers supporting this idea point to the stable temperature and humidity levels inside the caves, conditions ideal for storing perishables. The interior layout, featuring platforms and ledges, seems perfect for organizing goods, while the intricate water management systems might have been designed to control moisture levels, ensuring that stored items remained preserved. Another theory suggests that these caves served as royal tombs or burial sites for nobility. This wouldn't be out of place in ancient traditions worldwide, where elaborate resting places were often constructed for the elite. The extensive labor and detailed craftsmanship involved in creating the Longyou Caves imply they were built for significant individuals. However, the complete absence of artifacts or human remains commonly found in other tombs casts doubt on this theory. Some believe the caves had a religious or ceremonial purpose, considering how their secluded and quiet interiors would be suitable for spiritual activities. This aligns with the global historical trend of using caves for such purposes. The uniform design and orientation of the caves could suggest they were specifically planned for processions or religious ceremonies, although the lack of religious symbols or artifacts challenges this theory. A more practical perspective is that the caves were quarries. The theory posits that the caves were originally mined for stone, used in early Chinese imperial construction projects, though it doesn't account for why the stone wasn't used in any known structures nearby. Lastly, a more speculative idea is that the caves functioned as ancient astronomical observatories. Some suggest that the orientation of tunnels and openings within the caves aligns with specific celestial events, much like other historic astronomical sites.
But what's fascinating about them is this very powerful geometry and astronomy.
This would imply a sophisticated understanding of the stars by the creators of the Longyou Caves, though hard evidence for this theory is still lacking. When we compare the architectural marvels of the Longyou Caves in China with Petra in Jordan, also known as the Rose City, we dive into a fascinating study of ancient ingenuity and artistic mastery. Petra's structures are famously carved into the blush-colored sandstone cliffs, reflecting the elaborate and ornate aesthetic of the Nabateans around the 5th century BCE. Its most iconic structure, the treasury, is a perfect example of this, with a facade that is both monumental and intricately detailed, highlighting the peak of Nabatean craftsmanship. In contrast, the Longyou Caves are sculpted from siltstone, a material that presents different challenges and opportunities for the carvers. The finer grain of siltstone allowed ancient workers to achieve smooth finishes and sharp details in the cave walls and columns, offering a different kind of beauty from Petra's elaborate sandstone carvings. Unlike Petra's diverse architectural purposes, the Longyou Caves exhibit a uniform design across all the caverns, suggesting they were built with a singular purpose or design philosophy in mind. Both Petra and the Longyou were lost to the world until their relatively recent rediscovery. Petra was brought back into the public consciousness in 1812 by Swiss explorer Johann Ludwig Burckhardt, and since then it has reshaped much of our understanding of Middle Eastern history. Despite the grandeur and historical significance of both sites, they share a profound mystery: the absence of detailed historical records explaining their construction. While Petra does have some inscriptions and texts that offer minimal insights, the Longyou Caves are surrounded by complete silence in historical records, with no writings found to date that reference their creation. This lack of documentation has left historians and archaeologists piecing together clues and forming theories that range from practical to speculative in an effort to understand these magnificent constructions.